actually heard this hail. I was outside and I was like, oh, is that wind? Wait, the wind usually comes from another direction. And I just heard it approach, and it was just this little like mini hailstorm that's already kind of passed through. Still just sprinkling a bit. What's up, beautiful people? I got coffee getting made. I'm about to turn my computer on because I need to get to some audio work that I've been needing to do for a while, which is actually work I love to do. It's sound design for a cartoon for the homie JPZ. He has a cartoon called Cool Crocs, also a project, and I do the sound design for it. I also do a voice for it. So I'm about to get my computer set up and just get to work on doing the sound design for that. Got this pretty set up, downloaded the files, unzipping them. Oh, you can help? You can help mix? Well, that was perfectly timed. He stuck it in. That goes to show you how cold it is, right? He's like, I'm fine. Oh, he's going out! He's going out! Okay, one of the files didn't load properly, so we're dealing with this computer that screams at us. This laptop does not like life. And hopefully we can get it back. Yeah, look, it's the audio file is right here, so it just exported wrong. Okay, we're on it. It's actually kind of crazy looking back at it. Like, I think you can see, yeah, look at all these edits on each of these tracks. Like, just so many chops. That's why this one main track right here has 83 edits I checked in the pool. It's used 83 times, so it's, you know, more than that actually in chops and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of work doing this kind of audio stuff. I love it, you know, I really do love doing it. There's the actual video down there it's syncing up with. But I don't want to redo those 83 edits. So in theory, we got the timing correct right there. We'll grab this file. We grab the file, put it there, and then we slide that, put that file there. And we slide it to the very front. It should just line up. Look at that. Oh my god! Look how beautiful that is. Everywhere these audio forms hit are right where those edits are. So we know it's good. We know it's perfect. Now we mute this one. Boop. And we have everything working. Yes! Yes! Oh, also, that's a Charlie Cool Croc, little stuffed animal. Shout out that plushie. It's gonna be helping us mix. I think I got it pretty well aligned with the different videos, but after doing that, now the audio is off a little bit, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to align the video like a little bit more towards what I did. Maybe I imported it wrong, or if I'm supposed to now touch the audio up to where the video's at. So, gonna get word back from JPZ to figure out where to go. It's crazy how much power we actually get when the sun comes out. Got 1.2 all day, but if we got 2 more hours of power like this, we double it. What are you barking at? He does this sometimes where he gets like super excited and just runs back and forth. What is it? Oh, it's a squirrel in the tree. It's a squirrel in the tree. I don't know if you can see it, I just saw it. Oh, I lost it. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow, he's surprisingly on it. But there's no way he's getting that thing. Dude, once I actually saw him, he was chasing it was right around here. I think it was up there actually. He was chasing a squirrel and he convinced it, or he scared it enough that the thing did like the craziest flying leap from one tree to another, and it flew like, must have been 12, 15 feet across, and it fell though, like as much, if not more. And then it's like hero clung onto the little tree, and he didn't get it. It was like amazing. But yeah, it would be pretty terrifying if that ferocious dude was chasing after you. Sun to come out. I just bundled the heck up for like the extreme cold, and then the sun came out, so I might get too warm at the end of this walk, but here we go. It's crazy. You can kind of see, like, look how shadowy that mountain is, and like sunny right here. We're just getting these intense pockets of cloud and sun. It's so interesting. You can see those little highlights of the mountain over there. Can I zoom in? Pockets of shade, pockets of sun. Yeah, now the shade's hitting us again. Luffy's like, what are you doing, dude? You wanna get moving? Oh, he just wants the stick. He just wants the stick. Yeah. Of course. He's a simple man. Damn, look how clear you can see Monterey. It's gotta be the clearest we've gotten it for the vlog. You can see the beach. Oh, and fun fact, that's where I get my internet from. This tower, like, I literally drive by on my way up here. Got a decent bit more power when we walked. Probably about another hour of computer hour or so we'll take what we can get. Seeing as it's been 7 days of me vlogging now, this is the 7th day, I figured I would reflect on some of the stuff I've learned for myself and for everyone else who might want to follow along the journey. So let us go. Number 1 thing that I've learned: self-reflection. There's a surprising amount of things, maybe not even surprising, but like the wall behind me, you know, the insulation that I've like, oh, I've been meaning to get to that. Oh, I've been meaning to, I want to show some shots of me cooking in my kitchen, but it's like almost always dirty, and I live in a tiny home, so, you know, things get dirty quicker than others, but it's like, I'm realizing all these things I can do to just clean my house a little, show this a little better. You know, like, it's not that hard for me to clean these things. I've just been living by myself in isolation for so long, they haven't seemed important. Or also just parts of myself, you know, like, it's funny what I'm shy to show, and then as I do this more, I realize, why am I shy to show that? Like, people, you know, you viewers, people watching have been surprisingly supportive of the stuff that I think is boring, and maybe that's part of it, right? Maybe the whole journey is the journey and not just these little moments that seem like the content. So that in and of itself has been like a kind of eye-opening process, that life itself is the whole point of this, right? It's to document more of like a diary and a journal along with the content and making a story out of it, but it's this weird balance that I can't quite put my finger on, and not even know if I'm doing this right, but I'm enjoying it, and a couple people seem to enjoy watching it, so I'm just kind of rolling with it for now. Point two is that it's surprisingly physically active. Like, I haven't been joking. The other day when I said I was getting swole, my arm today tired from trying to hold the camera out while walking. and just generally setting up different camera angles, doing all these different things. It's very active. I feel like I've been getting in a lot better shape, which is unexpected benefit that I'm pretty grateful for. Number three is honestly kind of one of the biggest ones. It's pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I kind of touched on it on some of the things I wasn't wanting to show, but it's really just there's so many of these stories I tell myself, like, because I have been camera shy my whole life, and I don't want to show this, and I think it's like cringe to overshare. And for example, bringing my camera, a DSLR, into Carson's baby shower and being like, am I gonna be that guy with the camera? But then in retrospect, doing it, I'm being so grateful I captured moments of his dad, his grandma, Tiff. Just it's like beautiful to look back on. And yeah, like, what have I been afraid of? What are these stories I've been telling myself that it's just wrong to do, or I don't know, I've had all these discomforts built up around it. And the more I just do it, I realize it's just stuff that's been in my head. And it's really enjoyable to kind of feel this tectonic shift of like, I can just let that go. It's kind of just a story I've been telling myself. And don't get me wrong, it's been true for as long as it's been true, but it can just not be true. It's been really good for me to push out of this comfort zone, because I feel like with a lot of the things I do, I kind of do them, and then I either don't promote it, or then when I do promote, I shout it out into the universe, and it's this very like unhealthy balance. And with something like this, it's like a drip faucet of like, hey, here's what I'm doing, just sharing it more organically. As an introvert, I do this thing where it's either all or nothing, and it's a kind of very unhealthy form of communication. And realizing right now, it's like I can just share my life in a smaller amount, and I enjoy it. Okay, sorry. Next point. These aren't supposed to be this long. Next point is pretty obvious, probably. It's a lot of editing. It takes a lot of time to edit a video each day, about a 10-minute video each day. I've been trying to both find things to streamline, like shooting for shorter amount of segments, just making sure what I say is a little more concise, ending the recording before I ramble on for another 30 seconds that I need to then edit out, but also kind of enjoying the process. Like, I just did a little stop motion graphic that should be popping up for the numbers here. I don't know why I did it with the Ferrero Rochers. Rocher? I always thought it was Rocher, but there's an R there. Is it Rocher? If I could turn back time. Please Rocher in the comments what you believe. But also just enjoying it, because it's growing all these skills I want to get, editing, putting movie in, filmmaking, all of that stuff. So I can see it as work, or I can see it as like a growth process, and I'm trying to embrace that more while also streamlining it a bit, just so it can be a little less labor intensive, because at a certain point you're just wasting time when you're taking 20 minutes of B-roll and you're going to use 2 minutes of it. Point five is the most surprising point in my opinion, and it's that I like it, because like I said, I legitimately made that first vlog on accident. And then I was like, oh, I did 1. Can I do 2? I did 2. I did 3. I just kept liking them. I think the third one was the San Francisco one. Probably my favorite one so far. If you haven't watched that, I just kind of like the journey and arc of it. But for all the reasons above, like, it's pushing me physically, emotionally, like psychologically. It's pushing me to build my house up better, clean my house, and do all these things that I've been meaning to do for a long time. And I do get so lost in projects that I'm working for the project, and it's kind of like for all of us that one of my biggest weaknesses has always been doing stuff for myself. And again, this is like rewiring me to like, hey, let's do stuff for Hash. Let's put ourselves forward a little bit, and it's really healthy, I think, in a lot of ways. I feel like in a lot of ways I run and hide from my ego and pretend like I don't have one or something, but it's just as unhealthy as having too much of an ego. It's something the homie Odisa Banjoko, I think, said once on, I believe it was his podcast, Bishop Chronicles, he was talking about, if you can't fight, is choosing not to fight nonviolence, or is that just the only option you have, right? So if I don't have an ego, or if I'm too afraid to face my ego, is me not having one, is that a choice I'm making, or am I just too afraid to even face it at all, right? So doing this is a very interesting way for me to break through a lot of that barrier, is having to see myself, having to edit myself, having to hear myself talk, and realize, yeah, I kind of like myself, and you know what, let's put this out there. So Yeah, appreciate everyone who's been with me on this journey so far. It's been strange. I think I'm going to, I don't want to say anything locked in stone, but I'm probably going to do this for the foreseeable future. Maybe we could do a month. Maybe we could do a year. I don't know. I'm really actually enjoying this, and I feel like if I've gotten this much better in a week, what could a month and a year be? So, much love, everyone, for following along with us, and we're going to keep it going. And hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Let's go.